I said about, you learn from your experiences. And like these dark experiences I've had, I learned from that. I talk about how difficult it was with footy and my family situation. I talk about, my parents and their limited view of diversity. And the doc, but about a third of the way through, I talk about a story there's been three young fellas that I've known in my life that have really changed my perspective on life. Aaron Light, which is a young friend of mine. Aaron was, I met Aaron at a hospital. Aaron ended up being murdered. Blake Stenning was another young fella that I met at the launch of the Men of League calendars. Blake was, it was about 7 when I met him. Blake died when he was 8. He died of HIV. He was born.
Oh, right.
He was born like 2 months prem, and then had an operation 6 weeks later. That's where he picked up the virus. But his whole life. Now it was beautiful. And I don't want to sound like but I only got to meet him the last couple of years of his life, right? But his life had been really dark because we're now talking the early 90s. There was no cure.
Yep.
He had not had a normal life. His mum was a single mother. She didn't have any much support from her family. She was doing it all on her own. And me and my friends, but kind of became this kid's family. It talks about him and the way people, you're able to enrich people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is Tyrone Unsworth, the young kid I was just talking about.
Yeah.
The way that impacted my life, because that just kind of changed. I was just like, we can do better. Like, this is so appalling. Anyway, so that's what the doco is about. It takes a hard turn about halfway through, and we speak about, but then we talk about, depending on how it finishes now, what education and the benefits of embracing diversity and the gift that diversity is. And I consider myself really fortunate, mate. Yes, I've had like an incredible life, but there is also stuff that still is that I find hard to deal with. But I still think I'm a better person for having been through it. It's like the drug issue. Like, I'm a better person for having had that drug. I am such a better person. But that's, we talk about that. And that's what I wanted the doco to be about. It isn't all about, we're hoping for release about the third state of origin.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I didn't want it all to be about being gay. Like, it is, but it's
bigger than that.
Yeah. Yeah. But we can do better. Like I say, you're not like just having this conversation, which is why I kind of embrace and I appreciate, like, people like being prepared to sit down and talk about this stuff, because it makes a difference. There'll be those kids in regional areas, mate, that won't hear much else,
Yep.
but they might hear about this podcast and they'll listen to this